On my mind, gotta hustle and grind. Financial literacy always on my mind. I'm stacking knowledge, no time to waste. Gotta invest smart, gotta keep up the pace. I'm reading books, learning all the tricks, studying the market, making calculated picks.
I came in quick. That's right. We took the feedback. We've shortened the intro by over 50%. Obviously, we'll keep making tweaks on that, but I want to welcome you guys to Future Financial Strategies. Hopefully, you guys did what the quick banner said and hit that like. If you have not shared the video yet, definitely share it with your friends, your social groups. We're not trying to get rich over here by ourselves in the wolf pack alone. And if you're not subscribed, I'd like to welcome you to join the wolf pack and subscribe, because we're going to have every episode is going to be action-packed. Every episode, we're going to be adding as much value as possible, giving my opinion. Obviously, as somebody who's working their way up out of the mud, this is a documentation of the journey and my perspectives on things as we are making our way towards that first $1 million using Future Financial Strategies. Now, as we jump into this episode, it's going to be packed with value. So I'm rehashing a bunch of episodes that I've previously done on my main channel over here, because obviously Future Financial Strategy is about back talk. We talk back talk all the time over here. And that's going to give me a little bit of pause time to actually break down some of these thought processes, some of the philosophy that I have. And so I've got a whole video series about getting started in a lot of different things. And this one's going to be one that's near and dear to me. It's getting started in crypto. As we know, crypto is a big part of my future financial strategy. It's probably the most bleeding edge. And as I always say, somebody's got to tell you the truth. We're not getting rich tomorrow. I've been in the market for over a decade, and I am by no means rich. While I am not rich, I am capable of weathering 4 consecutive bad months, a major surgery, replacing the head gasket on a car that I'm not ready to part ways with yet, paying for physical therapy out of pocket, which actually starts this Friday. That's going to be fun. But, you know, you're taking these hits in stride. Obviously, we're doing the debt teardown, and all surgeries and stuff aside, we're sitting at $28,000 in debt, and I'd say over 50% of that is actually the surgery stuff, and the other 50% of it is tied to assets. So for the by and large, I'd say there's probably like $5,000 in there that's legitimately me spending money and, you know, floating myself, because we were doing that. And we were talking about, prior to the injury, getting ready to attack that. Well, now we're attacking it collectively without massive liquidation of assets. We actually are buying income in the income portfolio, and we're utilizing that and one of our other financial strategies, velocity banking, to repay that. But the foundation of the wealth that I am building is in crypto. It's not going to be one of those things where it's like I'm a millionaire, but all my money's in my house and my 401k. Less than 50% of my money is in my house equity. And like, the equity's been growing. The equity was growing while the crypto wasn't. It was a really nice juxtaposition, but that's not where most of my money's tied up. 401k, that's not where most of my money's tied up. The 401k and the house together, that's not where most of my money's tied up. Most of my money is liquid. Like, I want to be an actual millionaire. It's not like, oh, I got to piece all these things together, including my car and all this other stuff to posture on the internet. I'm talking about factual, usable assets that are able to deploy, able to make money. Now, my house equity, once we clear this debt up, will become something that we utilize, though, because the interest rates are lower. But that aside, we're looking at building stuff a little bit different. Obviously, cryptocurrency is highly liquid. One of the things that starting out in crypto that I wish I'd known, I did not know, is you cannot account for your Bitcoin as part of your net worth, as far as like if you were going to leverage to buy a house, which makes me happy that I'm working on the traditional finance portfolio in tandem with this now, because for that next property, I will have something that's going to be very verifiable, which will be my dividend income, which will be supplementary to my regular income. And we're looking at some very interesting stuff with that because I'm able to give myself raises without having to go ask for a raise. And pretty soon that will overshadow my income. And then pretty soon it will overshadow it so much that like, nah, maybe I'll switch modes and just become a portfolio manager and manage my own portfolio. We'll see. But we're going to document the process one way or another. But crypto being a foundation, we've got a couple of financial strategies that are involved with that, namely the implementation of the Bitcoin standard, which we are going to be utilizing to add another extra chunk of Ethereum to our long-term holding position this year. I'm super excited about it. We're constantly buying. We're doing the portfolio update, which you will have seen yesterday. I'm just knee deep in this. Like I've eat, sleep, and poop crypto for over a decade now. It's near and dear to my heart. It's not going anywhere. It's working in conjunction with the other strategies. So it's not like, oh, I've stopped buying crypto. Like I'm always buying crypto. Always. At minimum, buying some Bitcoin. At minimum. But like we also have budget allocations where we are constantly sending money into the market, getting ready for this bull run. And it's wonderful. So I wanted to re-release this video of me getting started in crypto. So we're going to break this down. I'm going to actually I'm going to show you some sites. I'm going to show you some tools that I used when I first started out, the stuff that I recommend to people when they set up calls with me. Obviously, if you want to do that, you can reach down into the email there. Never financial advice, but I have been in this market for 11 years. So helping people get transition into the market, where to go, what accounts to set up, how to utilize things. I can help with that. The email is recklessraydinero@gmail.com. You can touch base with me there. The contact information is also down in the description, and we do set those calls up. When I got started in crypto, it was very not a standard way that most people enter into the market. I was asked by an old roommate of mine that's also literally brother in arms, one of my best buds, if I could build a computer, because that's what I used to do with my tax return every year. Like some people bought rims. I'm a huge nerd, so I didn't buy rims. I would do radio upgrades though. Like I'd start popping out speakers, tearing the car apart, redoing that, car parts, but never rims. I was never a rim guy. Like I was never impressed by that. But I was a big nerd and I loved playing games. So every year when I got my tax return, I would usually do a new computer build. And so having lived with this roommate for a couple of years, he'd seen me build 2 computers already that were gaming computers that worked. Saw me playing on them, would see me redo it every year, upgrade, either massive upgrade or rebuild a complete new rig, which normally it would be rebuilding a computer from scratch just because I enjoy that. It's like Legos. It's the reason I enjoy the career that I'm in. I really do love and enjoy home automation because, well, A, I'm good at it, but B, it's Legos for adults. C, you don't go to the same place every day, and D, it's both mentally and physically stimulating. So it covers all my ADDs, or every last one of them is engaged every day, and I like it. You get to travel, money's good. The career's solid. You're always around rich people, and the places that you're at are really awesome. So all great things for me. But he sent me a text one day, and this was before I was in the home automation field, of a computer setup with parts and like kind of like a little schematic, like what you needed, how it worked vaguely, and how to set it up and how to get it to mine Bitcoin. And he was like, can you build this? And I looked it over really quick, took a glance at it. I was like, yeah, like, what's up? And he was like, oh, it's a Bitcoin miner. He was like, read the rest of the article. Read the rest of the article. I was like, cool. Order your parts. I'm building one too. So I started off doing probably the most complex part of the crypto market at the time, which was mining Bitcoin, getting it set up. You mine it, get it sent to a wallet. I had to go through, set up my well, first I had a wallet. Then I set up a Coinbase account and figured out how to get my mining rewards sent there. And then we were tinkering around with it, trying to get like the best returns. So like we were jumping mining pools, doing all sorts of very intricate stuff. That is not what I recommend. Well, actually, you can't even do that profitably now. Like you could do it, but you just wouldn't make any money. You'd burn more energy unless you have free energy. If you're on solar, then like by all means, go figure that out. But it's not possible to do it now and in a profitable fashion. So like most of the time that we were doing that, I also had no energy bills, which made it even more awesome. I didn't realize the blessing that I had. I should have built like 5 or 6 of those machines and just burnt the house down or whatever. But that's not what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about if I was starting out now knowing nothing, just plain Jane, just squeezing my way into the market, like what the heck is going on? What do I do? First thing that you got to do is you have to have an on-ramp. So some of the terminology that we'll use, there's on-ramps and off-ramps. An on-ramp, think of like a highway, but for your money. So an on-ramp is any exchange or place that you can buy Bitcoin and get it into the market. You're converting your dollars into crypto, specifically Bitcoin. Now, a lot of these places will allow you to just go straight into other crypto assets, which is cool. Like if you want to do that, you can do that as well. For the simplicity of this, I'm making the assumption that everybody knows nothing. And if I knew nothing, the first thing you're going to hear about is Bitcoin. People are going to tell you about Bitcoin. Why so? While Bitcoin may be the boring thing in the crypto market, you need to understand that during a bull run, which is what we're getting ready to go into now, we're back above 70. I'm sure you're hearing about it. The gurus are all telling you, get in now, buy this altcoin, buy this coin with the dog on it. You're going to get rich next Tuesday. I will tell you from over a decade of experience that even if you get rich on paper next Tuesday, you'll leave the market broke. I know because I have done it my first year in. I got rich on Tuesday and lost all of it. I mean, I walked with like a little bit of money. I did make money, but it wasn't what I should have made that year. And I ran my mouth the whole year. It was great. Because like you guys know me. Reckless, rated, narrow. I talk reckless. And I beat my chest about stuff when I'm winning. I'm competitive. And a lot of people tell me I can't do stuff. And like, by all means, I shouldn't be able to do a bunch of the stuff that I do. So, you know, you got to beat your chest when you're winning, but like pride cometh before the fall or whatever. I mean, it's not necessarily that I'm a prideful person because now that I've got an understanding of what I'm doing, I'm implementing strategies, I'm making consistent forward momentum, even through injuries. I get injured and have to sit down and come back in a better space mentally and financially and physically than I was before. I'm in that zombie mode. I call it zombie mode. It's where like I get really laser focused and it's almost like nothing can stop me. Like I'm just taking damage and just getting up, just keep moving forward until it's no longer even fun to hit me. Like it's not something you want to do. It's just being in my way because I'm going to consistently keep showing up. And I'm in that mode right now. Like I've been in a really weird space. This injury was crazy. Waiting for this bull run to get started has been a little bit trying on my patience, but I've been beating my chest about it because like the plays that I made, I'm like, I know where I'm at with this because at minimum, I'm buying a lot of Bitcoin. And I know that's gonna pan out. It already has. Like I've already hit my metric of Bitcoin. I've got more Bitcoin than most people that are millionaires right now or billionaires right now will ever have the opportunity to have because there just isn't enough to go around and I won't sell. So I'm in a good spot. It's just like you're waiting for the finish line at that point, but then I'm also building stuff to get to accentuate and excel even further. And it's just got me excited. So I beat my chest and I lost a lot of money on paper is the moral of the story. I've done it a couple of times, but like even all those bad years, it's not even bad years. It's just hits that you take on the journey, your knowledge knots. Like I've got a PhD in crypto. I put in a decade and I paid a lot of money. So I know I kind of like with this, I know what I'm talking about. So I'm going to tell you from experience that Bitcoin should be the core of your portfolio. getting started in crypto, the first thing that I would do is not buy a million different coins. That's the first thing. And the one rule that I would set for myself, and this isn't financial advice because you guys are going to do what you want to do. I know you are. So you'll hear me, you'll say, yeah, I understand. And then you're going to go buy a million coins. It's just what happens. It's going to be your first year. And you know what? It's going to go great. You're just not going to know when to get out. And you're not going to listen. I'll be telling you when I start dollar cost averaging out. Once we get peak banana zone, I'm going to start dollar cost averaging out. But you won't. You're going to be like, no, this is never going down because it feels like it's never going to go down. And as soon as it feels like it's never going to go down and you're just going to go up and get richer and richer every day, that's when you should start dollar cost averaging out from experience, not financial advice, but that's exactly what I'm going to do. Once I start thinking my dumps don't stink no more, that's the time. I'm going to go, I don't think my dumps stink. And I'm going to be like, cool, like we got to start moving this over. Like this is it. And a lot of you won't do that. I'll be doing videos because I'll be here. I'm going to be here in the bear market. We're going to still be talking about future financial strategies in the bear market. Crypto's still going to be one of them. And we're just going to be in accumulation mode. Probably going to be really expensive accumulation mode because we're not going to be going back to where we were. But we're going to still be buying because we're going to at minimum still have the Bitcoin standard and we'll still be investing in our longs and we'll be looking at positions for the next bull run because I think that I've got 2 more bull runs. And I think within crypto alone, I think crypto is going to push me over that $1 million mark. Now, in between now and that second bull run, because that's looking out 6 years. 5 years now. Almost 5 years. But like 5.5, 6 years. We're looking at a 6-year window now where it's going to push me over the edge because I have some projections of where I'm going to be for the upcoming year, which is going to be the peak of this bull run. But then after that, we've got another 3-year down bear market into the next halving. And I think that next halving is going to be the pivotal one. I think that's going to be the last opportunity that the normal man's going to have to get on the boat. It's going to be the final tickets for this trip to the moon. And we're gonna be beating it. We're gonna be beating the horse to death. And then after it's dead, I'm gonna keep beating it. That entire bull market, I'm gonna be here with you. We're gonna be strategizing. We're gonna be planning. We're gonna be making strategic buys. We're gonna be building up our cash reserves because we know that we ain't got to rush. We don't have to rush. We might just build up a cash reserve in Bitcoin and have our savings be in Bitcoin and just have everything sit in Bitcoin until we're ready for the run. We might. I'm still, we'll still do some active portfolios, but we're not going to be throwing all the money in it like we have been. Like we've been buying scare the past year and a half. Everything's gone into it because it's right before the bull run. We're like, yo, we're getting ready. We'll be doing that, but like these yearly portfolios, the amount that I'm going to allocate into them is going to be smaller. We're going to be putting a lot more into these income portfolios, the long-term hold portfolios. We're all of those other things, but we're going to be consistently hammering in that you should be buying that Bitcoin and seeing what's going on with that, your long-term holds. I think Bitcoin and Ethereum are solid long-term holds. Easy wins. I say get your easy wins out of the way. So the first thing that you would need to know coming into this market before we pull up anything else is that you have to have a plan. Now, for me, I like to keep things very focused and metered. I don't like being in more than 20 coins. Like if you look at our crypto portfolio updates, I've got stuff that I've thrown money into that we're going to just let sit and ride, but we have a top 10. Those top 10 coins are the focus of the year. Those are the bets. We might throw a little bit at some other stuff after we got all those positions where they need to be. Then we've got our second wave and third wave once the bull run starts. And a lot of those positions, we've got something in there. We got a little something in the hopper. We got a little taste, so we know what to look for. So it's in the portfolio. But our focus is on those top 10. I would say, since y'all are going to get wild and crazy, you could extend that to maybe 20. But crypto moves faster than traditional finance. So that's a lot of, the other thing is that's a lot of research and a lot of maintenance. Like my top 10 that at this juncture isn't as wild as most people's top 10. It's very metered, very focused, because I don't want to have to look in the market every day. I don't want to have to track a project to make sure they're delivering on. I'm like, I want to go with, I've got a lot of blue chip. I've got some blue chip gamble. I've got Solana in there. That's my main position. High volatility blue chip gamble. But it's solid. There's a lot of energy there. It's not going to be going away tomorrow, in my opinion. And like, we're riding that wave up and we're going to convert it over to ETH. I'm not necessarily saying that I'm a huge believer in it. I do like when it's running buttery smooth, I do like the ecosystem. The DeFi options and the opportunities that I have therein are amazing. So I ain't gonna hate. I use it. I'm active on chain. We're generating some income on chain. I've got some stuff going while I'm waiting for this bull run to get started on chain. I'm excited about it. Like, these are good things. But I keep mine condensed to 10, and I'm not swinging as hard for the fences as I previously was because I have an established portfolio in crypto. Like, I'm not desperate. I don't need to get rich tomorrow because I know that within 36 months, I'm going to be in a state where I'm work optional anyway. And then if I keep working post that, then I'm just going to, like, by the time that second bull run hits, barring me like completely destroying my body or some major life tragedy happening, I'm good. I'm going to hit that million within 6 anyway. So I'm not rushing the crypto piece of it. We're building up the infrastructure on the traditional finance side so that way we don't have to touch that, because I want that crypto to go all the way to the moon and then just hang out there. Because like, once it gets to the moon, it's going to start looking for some other planets to go to. Then we're not going to the moon anymore. We're going to be going to Mars. And I want to go to Mars too. I want to go to Mars. I'm going to be there with Elon. We're going to be there. And as the wealth grows, like, I have 2 layers in front of the crypto before that even needs to be worried about. So that way we can continue to implement some of these strategies and continue to do some of these things along the way to like help us boost what we've got going on. Now, so after you've got your plan, and I would say after you have your plan should consist of, at minimum, again, not financial advice, but this is just experience talking to you. I understand Bitcoin's expensive. I still believe that everyone should be trying to get a hold of as much Bitcoin as they can. I personally treat it like a 401k. I'm consistently buying it, and I consistently don't touch it, and I consistently let it sit there. If it's going to be something I'm going to look away from and it's going to be worth more well down the road, every 4 years I look at my Bitcoin holdings and I'm like, geez, that's the best decision I've ever made. Including the Bitcoin that I'm buying now. 4 years from now, I will look and I'll be like, yeah, you know, when you bought it 72, best decision I ever made. I'm a genius. It's going to happen. I'm going to keep saying it, because every other 4-year stint that I bought Bitcoin, best decision I've ever made. Bought through the bull run, best decision I've ever made. When it dropped back down and I didn't sell and I just held on to it, best decision I've ever made. Continuing to add to those positions, best decision I've ever made, because that's how you end up with over a Bitcoin. For most of you now, it's going to be hard for you to get over 0.25 Bitcoin. But that's how you're going to get to 0.25 Bitcoin, because most people aren't going to be able to have 0.25 Bitcoin either at this point. Because those of us who have over 1, we're not selling. And generally speaking, when you see these mass sell-offs, it's people who have under a Bitcoin, under 0.25 Bitcoin. It's those of you who got into the market and like, you're trying to game the system. And as you're trying to game the system and think you're trading in and out, you're buying at a higher price. And your wealth is actually diminishing because like, you're putting yourself in position to have less Bitcoin. Now, so I recommend that, or Ethereum as your long, because Ethereum's a lot more affordable. I wish when Bitcoin was at Ethereum prices, because I was in the market then, that I would have just bought Bitcoin and held it. Would have been the smartest thing I ever did. Also, when Ethereum was under $1,000, I wish I would have bought more Ethereum, because that would have been genius too. And that's somebody who's sitting with over 10 Ethereum right now. Like, but I could have had 32 because I remember when Ethereum launched and like we were just like, oh, that's not going anywhere. And like, look at it now. Like I could have had a few hundred Ethereum. I could have easily had over 500 Ethereum. Like that was within reach easily for me. And I didn't do it. And like, it makes me upset. Makes me upset, especially since Ethereum is my thing that pulls in passive income. So you could do that. But I would urge whatever you're investing in, the crazy stuff that you're going to go to the channels that are going to lie to you and not tell you the truth, like Reckless Trade Dinero's channel over here at Future Financial Strategies. 50%. Put 50% in the easy wins, people. That's all I'm saying. If you do 50% in the easy wins, you're going to walk out of the bull run with something. And that's what we're going to put on that. So we're going to go ahead and jump in because we're at the 25-minute mark already. We're going to jump into getting started. So you're getting started. So you got to find your on-ramp. I got a couple of options. I got one that I used when I first started, one that I had also like a little bit after I first started, and then the one that I'm currently using now. So I'm going to give you 3 options. So the first one, we're going to pull it up to the screen, is going to be, and then I'll take me off the screen, is going to be Coinbase. So I'm still here talking to you, but it's going to be Coinbase. The thing that's interesting about Coinbase now is like it doesn't give you the ability to preview the site. It just wants you to log in, which sucks because I can't show you the features, but this is where most new people go first. Everybody knows about Coinbase. It's easy. You can sign up with Passkey. You can sign up with Google. You can sign up with Apple. You don't even have to put your stuff in. You can also, if you have a separate email, which, you know, actually, let me pull that up because that is also free as well. Let me pull this in here. So for those of you who want a little bit more security, I'm going to say, like, just in case you don't have a Google email or something that goes straight in, Proton Mail. I don't have an affiliate link for them. I really probably should, but solid mail app. Okay. And a lot of times it's super useful. And I might actually redo this for myself because it adds that extra layer of security, is to have a Proton Mail set up and have your crypto existence exist there. Highly secure, something where it's like separate from the email that gets all your coupons, all your stuff, your email that's tied to everything and these data breaches. You want it separate. Like I like it separate because when these companies do have data breaches. Unfortunately, we live in a world where data breaches are a thing. They're getting your info. They're getting passwords. Also, don't use the same password that you use for your email for your crypto account. Like if you're the person who has one password that you use for everything, do not do that in this space. And like this is bonus. This actually is something that's going to be in the Discord. I got a couple of other goodies for crypto safety. But I'm going to give this one away on this for free because like we don't have the Discord built out yet and I'm not ready to launch it. But like that's going to be behind a paywall. That's going to be some stuff that you can pay me for. Also, if you want to go over securing your crypto existence, hit the email at recklessraydinero@gmail.com. recklessraydinero@gmail.com and set that call up because like I can go through this if we want to set up a call or a Zoom. I normally do Zooms. I like to like talk to people so that you can see me so we can talk. But we can set up a Zoom and I can go over this stuff with you because like this is the existence that I live in. And it's important. So like something like Proton Mail, this is a freebie. Obviously not an affiliate. Maybe they should reach out to me. I don't know. Like when you sign up, tell them this crazy dude on YouTube told everybody about them so that they could get their email secured for the crypto accounts. And like, just have this for that. Have an existence for that. And that's a gem. But like, if y'all want to jump into the weeds on that, again, recklessraydinero@gmail.com and we can set something up. But yeah, going back to Coinbase. So Coinbase doesn't give us the ability to like peruse their site. There's a bunch of it's very beginner friendly, very easy to navigate. One caveat is Coinbase has the highest fees in the industry. They're the big dog in America. And also, I am giving this breakdown from my perspective as an American. So I'm not gonna have Binance on here because unfortunately they ran them out. That was probably my favorite exchange. KuCoin, another great one, ran them out. So we have a limited handful of what's available because they don't want us to have access for some odd reason to every cryptocurrency in the market. So we have less options here if you're going through the normative forms of navigating the crypto space, which is going to an exchange and having the stuff on the exchange. And then, actually, I need that in there too. I'll do that one last. Okay. So next is another beginner exchange. We're going to share this one. Now, this is Gemini. I really do like this exchange. I use it all the time. And now they actually have a credit card, which gives you an off-ramp. So Coinbase and Gemini are both super useful because they both function as an on and off-ramp. Both easy to use. Link it to your bank account. You can send money in. You can buy crypto. You can do what you need to do. You can also cash your crypto out, get it out back into your bank so you can turn it from magic internet money to real fiat money and vice versa, from fiat money to magic internet money. Good to go. Gemini is awesome. I like it. They have an advanced trading for those of you who get more advanced and more technical, which is cool. I did like that. They have the crypto card, obviously off-ramp, super useful debit card there. And it's also the beginner side of it. Like when you first sign up, very easy to navigate, very easy to use. The fees are less than Coinbase. So that was kind of the thing that I dialed in on, because after you learn everything there is to learn on Coinbase, you start learning that you're getting robbed in fees. And so you leave and you go somewhere else. You kind of graduate from Coinbase. That's what I call it. Coinbase is a good starting point. Gemini is also a good starting point, and you have less fees, which is awesome. Now, last but not least is my favorite. And I believe I have a Gemini referral down in the description. If I don't, I'll be updating my description on my YouTube page so that that's down in there for y'all. And actually, I think I might go through and further organize the description of the videos so that way the referral links and the stuff is kind of grouped together by strategy. Yeah, we'll do it by strategy. But Bitcoin is my go-to now because we are where I'm at. I'm doing things a little bit more advanced. If you're just buying Bitcoin, this is solid. The fees are around 1.75%, which is acceptable to me. Might be a little bit high, but it's acceptable to me for what I'm doing. Because I'm just trying to get into the DeFi space as fast as possible, or I'm just holding Bitcoin until I need to move it over to cold storage at the end of the year. Also fine to me. So I just pay the 1.75% fee. Obviously, the higher up and buy as you go, it gets a little bit lower. But normally with the range that I'm in, it's usually about 1.75%. And I'm fine about it. It's not anything that's going to break my bank. Could I do less fees potentially going through Gemini? Maybe. But then I don't have it available in my Cash App account to quick liquidity. Exiting and being able to utilize it as fast as possible. Cash App works for me. It checks a bunch of boxes for me specifically, which is why this is my primary. You can buy, you can send, you can receive. So it's easy to move around. If you're just going to do Bitcoin, this is where I would live. I would just live on Cash App. It's also super simple. Cash App has a bunch of other products and plays and strategic things that we can use within that platform. So it's very usable, also very user-friendly. You can just buy, you can sell. All this stuff is real easy to use within Cash App as well. Now, there is a referral link for Cash App down in the description. If you're not on Cash App, What are you doing? Everybody should be on Cash App. Way better than Venmo, in my personal opinion. But it's because of the tools that you have at your disposal within Cash App that we use. It's also the ecosystem that I'm familiar with. I ended up on the Cash App side of the getting into the I don't necessarily have to have a bank wave. Like I had Venmo, didn't use it that much, got into Cash App, and then Cash App released most of these things first. So I was testing them first. And that's the ecosystem I prefer. PayPal also has similar setups. As far as the future financial strategies, we got a Cash App play that we do that I'm going to be doing a video over here for that I'll break down. I haven't seen that anywhere else, so that is unique to Cash App, and it's super useful, which is another reason that I am a Cash App loyalist. I am a stand for Cash App. I'm not going to lie. Like, it's a recommendation of mine. I highly utilize it. I love it. Next, so now we've covered the on-ramps, covered the beginner stuff. So now I'm going to fast forward a little bit. You've been in the market for a few months. You're moving and shaking. You've placed some trades. You've been buying. You've been selling. Maybe you've started learning about the DeFi space. Maybe you've tapped in because by now Ray should have the Discord up and a Patreon up and some sort of form of a paywall. And maybe we're at 500 subscribers and there's a membership. So this might be membership level content as well. All of this will be interconnected at some point. I don't know. I don't know how fast this channel will get to 500 subscribers, but the Patreon's coming because I got 400 over on my actual regular channel. And actually we're at 404. I checked it today. And once we get the live streams going back up and some of the stuff that I've got going over there, I'm sure that'll kick up some dust as well. But I am making some assumptions that you have figured out some way to navigate this market. So now we're moving on to level 2. Level 2. You're out here doing research on coins. Where do you do that at? Well, funny. We use one of these tools all the time, and this is one that I always use, but I'm going to give you two options on this because there's two big players in the game. One is CoinGecko. I always use CoinGecko for crypto research. Hold on. Boom. Okay, I gotta get this in here too. I keep forgetting about it. So we've got so all of these basically do the same thing, but CoinGecko is my go-to for crypto research. It used to be CoinMarketCap, but then like there was a space in time, and I don't know if this is still accurate now, where it was a little bit biased with like its rankings of the coins. Like it wasn't it was either not accurate or it was favoring something. I forgot. I don't even look. Crypto moves so fast that like that was so long ago. I feel like I'm 100 years old. And I don't remember exactly what happened, but I stopped using CoinMarketCap and I switched to CoinGecko, and I've been a CoinGecko stan ever since. You can also track your portfolios over here because we do some of the portfolio breakdowns over here, but that's not what I use for the predominant portion of my portfolio tracking. But all my research I do on CoinGecko because it allows me to easily navigate through the crypto space. Another thing that I do is I also use CoinGecko to verify websites for coins, because there's a lot of parody websites or spoof websites that'll get you set up to lose your crypto. It's the Wild West out here in the DeFi space. And so you're going to be advanced. You're going to take the risk. You got to take ownership of your own crypto. So this is another thing that I use to do that. We go through this every crypto portfolio update every week. You saw me on here yesterday. Yeah, you saw me in here yesterday. So this is one of the reasons that we use this. I mean, it's just really quick to get information. You can see the coin's metrics, the coin's stats, go to the coin's website, verify it, vet your stuff yourself. This is part of doing your own research. You watch me do some research every once in a while on here, and we go through CoinGecko. The other option to that is CoinMarketCap. Do they have a dark mode? I don't like anything that's not in dark mode now. Look at that. It's so much better. So much better. Oh, snap. CoinMarketCap's got a fear and greed index on it. Oh, that's super useful. Man, see, we might be doing some research on coin market cap now. We're going to have to come over here to at least get the fear and greed index going. That's nice. That is nice. Some stuff has changed since the last time I was on coin market cap, and we are going to make note of that so we can see what the fear and greed index is. Right now, it's sitting at 60. We are in greed, people. Of course, Bitcoin pops up. Bitcoin dominance almost at 59%, just a hair under 59%. Wild, of course, because Bitcoin is running. But yeah, another place that you can go look at coins, get the stats, see what the top 10 rankings are, see what stuff is moving and shaking, and you can do your research. A good place to do your research. Now, where I track most of my stuff is in the sponsor of the show and the platforms, which is Delta Investment Tracker app, powered by eToro. Why do you ask? Because they do deep analytics of your portfolio. They give you a lot of insights into what you've been doing with your trades. You also get up-to-date information. They tell you why stuff is moving. I mean, some of it's pretty general and you could guess it, but like some of it's actually pretty in depth. It's like, hey, like when some of my stocks, because I don't check the earnings, like on the stock positions that I'm in, like my individual stocks, because I know why those stocks are moving. I don't need to be told why MicroStrategy is moving. I already know. I also don't need to be told why MicroStrategy is going down. I already know. So because I am intimately familiar with that company, their strategy, and the underlying asset of what they're tied to. So it makes sense. When Bitcoin's doing well, I know the majority of my long-term holding stock portfolio is doing well. Both positions in there are crypto positions. So, we've made the plays that we've made. And, it's awesome, but you can also use it to track stocks and ETFs. So like it is tied to my income portfolio, so that, I can get some insights about those positions as well, which is actually really helpful. So I do have a referral link down in the description for that. I don't get any money off that. It just lets them know that you found them via this page. So if you guys decide to give Delta Investment Tracker app a check out, because they do have a desktop version now and the app, which is what I'm normally glancing at throughout the day whenever I'm in the bathroom, you can hit that link so that they know that I did my job as an affiliate to, I'm a micro influencer. I'm a mini micro influencer on this channel. But yeah, I wanted to make sure that you guys got to see that and do the things. So now you've done your research. You've got something set up to track your portfolio so that you know if you're making or losing money. So this is the important thing, and it's one of the things that people don't show and don't want to talk about. And again, over here, we're about telling the truth and having full disclosure. People don't track their portfolios. They're like gambling addicts. They tell you when they win, they disappear, and they're gone during the bear market, and they're given their opinion with no follow-up on like, yeah, this is working right now, this isn't working. Like, nobody wants to tell you their portfolio is down 13% a couple of weeks ago, last week. I did. We down. I'm fine about it. Like, the portfolio's down. It's a volatile market. The crypto goes down. Your portfolio goes down. But these people speak with such authority, and I found that people across the board do this because they don't want to tell the truth, because 90% of the time they're trying to sell you something. So they just can't be wrong ever. And it's not even that you're wrong, it's that sometimes stuff goes down. But they don't want to show. And it's what's really crazy. I understand why people don't want to get like too in-depth with crypto. That makes sense. But people don't do it with stocks. And I'm like, it's super easy to just show the positions in your Charles Schwab account to show that they exist and where they're actually at, but people don't want to show those actual numbers. It's crazy to me. I hate people that don't have receipts. I don't care. If you're a guru and you don't have receipts, I don't know what to tell you. Like, you're definitely not getting no guru level respect from me. That's all I'm saying. So now that you've figured out a way to tell whether you're up, down, upside down, or sideways, now you're getting into the DeFi space. So there's a couple of tools that we use for that. First and foremost is the OG. It's MetaMask, the little fox who looks at you type. I love it. It's the de facto DeFi wallet. The reason we have the MetaMask is because it connects to the most stuff, the easiest to use. So this connects to everything. Everything. There's a couple of things that I don't do in here because, like, you can buy your crypto on the wallet, but like you're giving up your anonymity. If you know what I'm saying. So I don't do that with the crypto wallet. I mean, it doesn't. I mean, at this juncture, it doesn't really matter because if somebody wants to track your stuff, they can track it. There's not. So crypto is on the blockchain, which means it's public knowledge. Which means if somebody wants to look, they can track your stuff because it's on the blockchain so that it can be verified. But that, like, MetaMask, I don't like in my hot wallets, I do not connect a credit card because that's just like literally making it easy. You're putting an identity to it because you're buying into the app. So while it might be easier, there's certain things that you do. I'm like, if you're gonna look me up, like, you're gonna work for it. I'm not gonna make it super easy. So I don't use those features here because technically speaking, you could use your MetaMask as an on-ramp. I do not recommend it. But yeah, this connects to like, I've never had a problem connecting my MetaMask to anything. Like, if stuff connects to MetaMask before generally it connects to anything else, unless they build their own proprietary wallet that they want people to use first. And then the first couple of weeks of projects out, it'll run on that wallet and then it'll connect to MetaMask. This is kind of like the iPhone of the crypto space. Next tool I use all the time, Thorwallet, also a big wallet. Now, you can connect to stuff. It's a little bit more complicated. It's a little bit more complex. I don't use it for these purposes. I literally use this for some in-wallet staking because this has ways for you to earn money within the wallet. But predominantly, this does cross-chain swaps, and it's one of the most reliable ways to convert Bitcoin to Ethereum. Super easy. And I love it. Like, that's literally what I use this wallet for. Like, I got it set up, became part of the ecosystem, started investing in the underlying tokens and all the infrastructure stuff because it was so useful and it worked. Very impressed with it. For those of you who are in DeFi, it's the reason that I can just use Cash App because, like, I don't need to be on an exchange to exchange into anything because I can go straight into DeFi and I can get access to everything that I want. And nobody can tell me what I can do. I can be responsible for my own money. I can make my own money and I can lose my own money. Okay? So this is a very key tool in my crypto world. Now, moving on. Now you're super advanced. You're doing stuff in DeFi. You're moving and shaking, right? Moving and shaking. That's what this is all about. You're moving and shaking. You're very educated. You know how to move stuff from wallet to wallet. But you're starting to learn that if your money is on an exchange, there's a saying in the crypto space called not your keys, not your crypto. And what that means is this is something that I've actually experienced myself. If an exchange crashes or becomes insolvent and you have all of your crypto on it, you lose it. And by the time they get to paying you out, you're going to get back, and because it's going to be so far down the road that you're going to have written it off in your mind anyway. It's going to be an order of magnitude less than what you had sitting there if you don't get it off in time. I experienced this with Celsius. For those of you who don't know, there's like a Celsius app and a token that goes with it. It's still trading out there in the ethosphere in the DeFi space. And during one of the major crashes of the last bull run that I was also privy to and a part of, we all lost money together. But Celsius went insolvent. I had money sitting on Celsius and I didn't get all of it off. In short, so it got locked up for about, I think, 2.5, 3 years, something like that. And then after a bunch of court litigations, they finally told them that they had to pay everybody back, but they didn't pay us back what they owed us. They paid us back substantially less than what they owed us to varying degrees. depending on how much you had there. So those, and actually this worked out in my favor because I have a buddy who had way more money sitting on that exchange than I did that got locked up there. And he got back less percentage wise of what he had locked up than I did because I didn't have that much money sitting over there. It was still a good chunk of money, but it wasn't that much. But they did pay us back, and they did pay us back in Bitcoin, which was cool. You know, I mean, I got something out of it. I'd written it off in my mind. And it was like, I think I lost 30% of whatever I had on the exchange total, but I got paid back in Bitcoin. So I was like, that's fine. But he got paid back a lot less. He like took a bigger hit than 30%. So this comes to the point to where you're going, hey, I need to secure my crypto myself. You don't want it sitting on an exchange. You don't want it sitting anywhere. I leave crypto that's actively being traded in my hot wallets. But generally speaking, after it gets to a certain amount, I'll move it off of that just in case I get hacked or something. You never know. And so that's going to bring us to our last bit of what we're going through for free. And that's going to be cold storage, because we got to talk about some cold storage real quick here. So with cold storage, what we've got here is we have the ability. So like my cold storage, I have a Ledger. I got a Ledger Nano X. I got a Nano S and an X. I don't use the S anymore, but I have an X that I do actively use. And it never hardly ever touches the internet. It only time I have to do it is when I'm updating the app and like I need to sync it. It touches the internet one time a month. And during that time, I'm just syncing it back up, making sure all my firmware is up to date, because normally every time I hook it up, there's a new firmware because it's so infrequent. And, get the firmwares updated, make sure my crypto's still in there, move some crypto in if needed, move some crypto out if needed, which is very rare. And yeah, it's like your own personal vault. It's like being in control of your bank account yourself. I am a Ledger affiliate. I do have an affiliate link down in the description. Oh, geez. Oops. And yeah, I'll be adding another Ledger to my collection this year. Well, actually, no, I won't be doing it this year, because this year we're converting everything to Ethereum. And then that's going in the Ethereum cache, because like we're on the hunt for 32 Ethereum and we got to get there by any means necessary. So we'll be keeping the one, but what I'm going to be doing moving forward is every few years, I'll add a new one. Once we reach the metrics for the one, we'll start a new one, and we'll have goals for that one. And we'll get a Bitcoin wallet. You can house wallets in here, so you can house as many cryptos as you want based on data requirements and filling them up. But I normally stick with the X's. I've never had a problem putting anything on an X. I can have as many coins, as many changes as I want. I heard the stacks are pretty good. I don't know exactly what the flex is. Let's click on that real quick. That's new. First ever secure touch. Oh, okay. Securely manage your digital asset. Interesting. Huh. Okay. That's kind of cool. It's kind of like a small stacks. I like that. So, we're gonna, but this is like the last line of defense. Now, I recommend Ledger. It's what I'm familiar with. It's what I've used. It's what I've used for the past 11 years. I haven't had any issues with it. And I haven't used any, like there's a bunch of other cold storage options. I just like this platform. It's the one that I'm used to. There's some other ones that I've looked at potentially getting into. If we do, hopefully they'll allow me to be an affiliate for them as well, and we can get some linkage. Otherwise, you'll just hear about it for free, because obviously mini micro influencer over here. Like, I just tell people about stuff and hope to add some value, and then maybe we'll gain an audience off of it. Who knows? But anyways, we're gonna wrap it out there. Obviously, again, recklessraydinero@gmail.com. Tap in with me. I want some feedback. The person who told me that I needed to shorten the intro because it was too long. Is this intro okay for you? Because I'm assuming since you took the time to tell me, and I made the adjustment. I did make the adjustment. I didn't do it as fast as I thought I would, but I did it. And so moving forward, that's the intro. Outro staying long because it's the outro. You don't have to watch that. But like if you're just like chilling and like riding through, it's not going to just abruptly cut off on you. It's going to just let you like ease off into the ether of finding a new video because like there's some music there. I kind of appreciate the outros. So again, we'll be tweaking it because I do want to do one with B-roll footage, but I'm doing this within the middle of my work week, so I haven't had time to get any B-roll footage. So I might have to steal some from work actually. That's I think about it. We'll get some B-roll footage. I'm gonna start collecting. But yeah. Hit me up down in the comments. Let me know your guys' thoughts. If we're adding value, if this is the type of stuff that you want to hear in regards to the crypto-related things. Obviously, this is just one of many of the getting started videos. They're not all going to be crypto-related. Not everything's crypto-related. A lot of things touch on crypto because that's my bag. But we're doing a lot of stuff. I just want to make sure to add some value. And these retakes on these videos, I'm able to give a little bit more in depth about my thoughts, my philosophies, and the way that I'm going through this. So let's get the conversation started. I want to know what you guys think down in the comments below. Tap in with me. And until next week, people, it's your boy Reckless Ray De Niro, and this has been another episode of Future Financial Strategies. Peace.
Money on my mind, yeah. Focus, got no time for games, nah. I don't play it, I'm all about that financial literacy. Investing in my future, building generational wealth. Dollar bills, they be calling my name, but I ain't chasing fame, I'm chasing change. Learn the game, now I'm playing it smart. Putting my money to work, it's an art. I'm stacking paper, building my own empire. No more living check to check, I'm getting higher. Investing in stocks, real estate, and more. Gotta secure the bag, that's what I came for.